So we're just going to temporarily snug that into place. We're going to turn the machine on, and we're going to do what's called a facing cut. Okay, so that's first order business, facing cut. I'm going to get the tool close to my work here before I start. I'm going to turn the machine on. So the first pass. Go to the middle. Go back out. And take a look. So we're not quite there, right? We need to take just a little bit more off. And so here, just maybe 10,000. There's 5, let's call it 10 thousandths, right? Just, we only want to take enough off to clean it up, okay? So it's nice and smooth and flat, all right? So we're happy. This is now Z0, okay? So we need to set this guy to 0. So just hang on to this guy here. And there's 0. And I'm looking at the inside track because that's in inches. Inside track is inches, the outside is millimeters. We just want to zero that out because we need to now set our length of cut, okay? So according to our drawing, that length is 0.250 in length. The diameter is 0.75, okay? The length is 250. We don't want to go all 250. We leave just a little bit for cleanup, so we're going to go 240, right? So in this case, it's 2 full revolutions is 200, so it's 100 per rev on this dial. And then there's 20, 30, 40, 40, and 40. Okay. And so now when you look, because we're up against our stop, and if I bring the tool in here, it is now approximately 1/4 inch from the face that we just faced. And so the whole reason for the stop now is I'm going to unlock the stop, unlock the carriage, I should say, so that our stop will stop us in the right place every time. Okay. Now we're not going to use power feed for this. We're just going to do this by hand, right? So the next thing we need to do is we need to set our outside diameter. We need to establish a round surface and set that to 0. So we'll come in. Ideally, you put a little blue dye on the outside too. Okay. All we're going to do is we're just going to come until it just touches. And you'll see, especially with the blue dye, being very gingerly about it because I want you to kind of see. Once I've touched it, right, and I'm just going to go back and forth here, all the way to my stop, and just to illustrate that the part is not round, right? See how it's not quite round and it's not perfectly centered on the natural machine center line, okay? So we want to get it round, and so from wherever I'm at, so just so happen to be 0 here, or close to 0. So there's 0. I'm going to take 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Set that to 0 now, and then I'm going to take a cut. If it went round, like it did here, I'm golden. I'm already at 0. So this is now my starting point, okay? I've got my length set, I've got my diameter, so now I would get my calipers, measure, and then subtract 750 from whatever I measure, and that's how much total I'm gonna take off. So grab a pair of calipers real quick.
I got blue one, just a little bit.
0. So this measures, so I lost my screws here. 1.239. 1.239 minus our finished diameter, 0.75. So I gotta take 489 off total.
Okay.
And so what I'll do is, so it's 200 per rev, right?
Okay.
So 200 off the diameter each time. So I'm gonna go 1 full revolution because I just wanna peel it off. This is holding it tight enough that I can get away with that. I'm gonna take this guy. No, ignore that. You didn't see that. And then 1 more revolution.
It's razor blade.
You bet. You betcha. So there's 400, right? Now I'm just going real slow. Probably just kind of do what I'm doing there. Makes those chips shorter and they fall away easier. There we go. So that's 400, so 89, and so I'm gonna go 60, right? So there's 20, 40, and 60. Cut and then measure, because I'm really close to my finished size. I'm at 774. So I need to take off 24 thousandths. So I'm gonna take 20 and then 4, right? So there's 10, 20. So now I'm at 80. Two, 4. 2 thousandths per division. Right? So this is 0.75, a 2 decimal place number. We have plus or minus 10 thousandths as tolerance. So if we're within 10 thousandths, we're golden. And we are at 749. Good enough, right? I'm well within my tolerance. So now I got, you see that those ripples on the back side there, I got to deal with that. So that's why I left 10 thousandths here. So 2 things need to happen. First, I need to note where I'm at. So I'm sitting at 84 on the dial here. I know where that corner is. And so I'm going to take that additional 10 thousandths. So there's 50 indicated. Right, so that's full 250. I'm going to come down here, back away, up against my stop, lock that guy down, and then I'm going to take another facing pass down into my corner. When I see the tool getting really close to So when you see the nose of the tool getting really close to the inside corner, like that, start looking here. There's 60, 80, 1, 2, 84. Nice flat corner. Bring it out real slow and Viola. There you go. And deburr, right? Take it over to the saw, chop it off, done.
Okay.
And I'm going to deburr and chop this off. I need
thought
to.
you did something up here last
Nope.
time as well.
Nope,
No? Okay.
nope, nope. That's it. Because the outside diameter
Yeah, it was already the same.
is already to size according to the print. Because